Okay, we're back.
Yay!
Promised we would be.
Yay!
For Act 2 of the Jar Jar JJ leaks.
Supposedly episode 9.
Supposedly, let's clarify.
Yeah, supposedly.
These are supposed leaks, although this is reading like a JJ script.
So supposed, we have no proof. Episode 8. We took a break. Hopefully we can
I took a break for you.
Took a break.
So this is Act 2. We're gonna do this in acts unless Act 2 is so short.
Yeah, we'll see.
That we'll do Act 3, but right now this is just Act 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I cannot see into the future. I will with editing, but right now I can't.
Okay.
Alright, so after it took forever with Act 1. Okay, so basically Act 1, sum up. In case it's been a while since you've listened to the first part. We have no idea who Rey is. She got mind-controlled by Luke, who hasn't apologized. And we've been given a whole bunch of information that won't be relevant until the end of this movie.
Yeah, basically.
And Finn and Poe are still sidelined.
And Kylo has a cyborg face for some reason.
Mm-hmm. JJ is obsessed with spectacle over practical.
Yeah.
Did I get everything?
I think so.
Hopefully. Go and listen to the 2-hour, basically. Act 2. The siege streaks through the galaxy. Oh, that's the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. The ship, the Hux's ship, streaks through the galaxy at high speed. Hux's navigators explain that they will be passing the Meow. To and entering. Why is there an and sign?
I don't know. He was trying to cut down on character count. I don't know.
Why is there an... Okay. Entering Uncharted space. How long has people been living in this galaxy? Also, if it's Uncharted, how did Leia know to send them there? Because remember, they're following Leia's coordinates.
I don't know.
So if it's Uncharted, she wouldn't have coordinates for them to plug into their GPS. Essie is blinking at me. Just sitting there blinking.
You want me to answer things?
I want an explanation.
Don't ask me.
I thought you could read minds.
No.
You lied to me.
I'm someone else, not a mind reader.
Okay. Okay. They have no idea where these coordinates will take them. Alright.
Yay.
Hux, hungry for victory, ignores their warning and barrels forward. Okay, so apparently the ship's giving them warnings or something?
Well, the navigators are saying, hey,
Leia's ships chase them.
Wait.
Why are they chasing them?
Yeah, why are you
You send them to a black hole, wouldn't you want to, like...
not be there? Well,
maybe send someone to make sure they go in.
Maybe this is to pick up the droid scene? I don't know.
Oh yeah, gotta pick up the... Well, but why just have where it's like, it's Poe. It's like, oh no, you ain't, you know...
Sacrificing my droid.
Which should also make more sense if BB-8 was one... Like, there's only one BB-8.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you can't just go and buy another one.
Eh.
Especially if Poe built him. If Poe built him, he'd be a lot more attached to the droid. So why not just make it where it's Poe's ship and Finn is following him because, you know, Finn doesn't want anything to happen to him? Just saying. As soon as the siege stops, Hux sees the black hole. He immediately orders the engineers to reverse.
To be reversed, I guess.
The engine, or he instantly orders the engines to be reversed to avoid being caught up in the
singularity gravitational pull.
Thank you.
Okay.
Leia's flagship arrives and unloads a merciless barrage of torpedoes. Okay, really quick. You guys have torpedoes in space.
Okay.
Okay. Why not put hyperdrive, hyperspace drive onto the torpedoes when they lock on target? Because are those like the torpedoes that like follow you?
I don't know.
They sense you when they follow you.
I didn't know they
around?
called them torpedoes. I just thought they shot really big lasers at stuff.
Well, if you have a torpedo, which is a physical thing, at least I'm thinking torpedo like submarine torpedo. Is there another kind?
I don't know if Star Wars lore good enough to say, but
I don't care about Star Wars lore. I'm just saying that to me, when I hear the word torpedo, I think submarines.
Yeah.
That's just me, okay? Why don't you take a hyperdrive on those? So when it locks on target,
The person tries to jump.
you obliterate them. Like the holdo maneuver.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hate the holdo maneuver.
We'll remove the ship.
Okay. I didn't hate the holdo maneuver as much as a lot of people did.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I was so happy she was dead. But to me, that made sense. You have something like hyperdrive.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't that have been turned into a weapon by now?
Yeah.
Because, okay, really quick. Anybody who knows communications, and I'm okay saying this because my channel is about communications, knows that anything that is created for peaceful reasons or for constructive reasons will at some point be turned into a weapon.
Yeah, we're kind of good at that.
That's what people do. That is the next logical progression of a technology.
Mm-hmm.
There's even a joke there's this movie about the 3 black ladies who helped with the first man into space for the Americans. And this one guy drops the line, like, after we create this technology to send man into space, how long do you think it's going to be until someone weaponizes it?
Yeah.
That's a good line, because he's not joking.
Nope.
No, because that's what happens. That is literally what happens. You can even take something like the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That's been weaponized.
Yep.
The printing press was weaponized. Everything. When print media was invented, that was weaponized. Because you suddenly had an easy way of printing propaganda.
Yeah.
Okay? So, Holdo doing that and having Hux freak out, I was okay, because I was like, okay, maybe people have figured out that you can ram other ships with light speed.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with that. And then everyone got mad about it. And I was like, no, that's the logical progression of technology. Someone's going to look at that and say, hey, we have this. Let's see if we can blow something up.
Yeah. It's like gunpowder. Oh, let's put it in a gun.
Yeah, we have fireworks. Let's see if I can shoot you.
Yeah, why not?
That's the next logical step.
Because, yeah. People.
Okay? So, why isn't something like that invented by now? Because it makes no sense as to why... Because if you have something like a torpedo, which is actually not a bad idea, and you could put a homing device on it, which they have homing devices. Because they have the whole tracker thing. They talk about the Falcon. The Falcon has a tracker. They talk about that. They have trackers. They had trackers in the original. Okay? So if you can put a tracking system type thing inside of a torpedo that has the ability to go to light speed, you don't have to waste a ship or a droid.
No. You have an explosive.
You have an explosive device. So
You're just stalling so to talk about this anymore, aren't you?
no, I am making a point. Well, and I'm stalling, but I am making a point.
Okay.
That if you're trying to do logical progression of a story, you need to ask yourself, what in the first incarnation can be weaponized? Because some idiot, some dude who had way too much to drink like me, looking at the ship and saying, you know what would be cool? If we could use the ship as a weapon.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to die. So they invented the torpedo.
We'll shoot that at it.
I mean, they had bombs in space in The Last Jedi. They had bombers.
That made no sense.
And I sat there going, why would you want gravity-pooled bombers in space? I mean, okay, yes, there is a gravity around things. You can have that. But you have lasers. Why would you degress to gravity-requiring bombs?
In space.
In space.
Next to a planet which will take the gravity.
Which will move the bombs towards the planet. Because the planet would have a bigger gravity field around it than the ship.
Is that what they were aiming for? I didn't see the movie. But I don't
They were
know.
aiming for the ship.
They were? Okay.
Yeah, they took out the dreadnought
Oh, okay.
thing. Yeah, because that's the whole reason Poe blew up half the fleet, was because he wanted to take out the really big ship. And then the Asian chick, the sister of Rose, dropped the crucial bomb thing. All the little bombs come down. It's supposed to be cool. And all I'm thinking is, why did you digress to... Because you have all... They're bombs. They're legitly bombs. Like, they were in the whole bomb shebang. And I'm like, just stick a tracking device in the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I am not trying to just slow this down. I am slowing this down, I know. But I want to actually address some major problems. And this is one of the main reasons I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Because when you look at it logically, Star Wars doesn't really hold up.
In a lot of areas.
In many, many areas. There's places it does. I mean, I'm not saying the whole thing is terribly written, but when you actually stop and really think of it, if you just stick with the 3 original movies, there's less problems, which is why I stick with the 3 original movies. Because once you start adding in more stuff, you can see where people did not take things into consideration.
Yeah.
And this is one of the big areas where I'm sitting there like, wait, shouldn't we have bigger, better fighting equipment? I mean, you look at the difference between World War I and World War II. What's the year difference between those 2 wars?
30?
Roughly? About 30 years?
I think so. Around, give or take.
Yeah. Horses World War I. No horses World War II.
Some, but not in
Well,
battle.
not in the same
not,
context.
Yeah.
You know, you use horses for, like, the little things, but you did not use horses to the same extent.
Basically, the airplane totally changed.
Yeah, the airplane changed everything. We had all kinds of stuff.
The tank ruined everything.
Yeah, the tank. You had Hitler's mega weapons, which most of those didn't get finished, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because those would have wiped out a lot if they'd been finished on time. Luckily, they weren't. You had all kinds of stuff. Everything was improved.
Within a small amount of time.
And then from World War II to the moon landing.
That was...
How many years is that?
Oh, gosh. It was like 69? About 20? A little more than 20?
I am making a point with this. All right? Before everyone sits there complaining about this is a communications point. People saw a need. All right? We have horses against machine guns.
Not smart.
Not great. Let's rethink this. I mean, battle strategy changed big time between these 2 wars. And then we had the technology. Thanks to World War II, we had the technology to put a man on the moon because of World War II. Because World War II spiked in technology. If you look at the difference, there's a huge technology spike. Not as big as the one from World War II to now. That's a bigger technology spike. But you can see the inclusion of technology. These guys have spaceships. Okay? These guys have hovercrafts. These guys have droids, who are a essential part of their daily lives. There is no reason why they would have World War II style. I get it. The first Star Wars movies were based off of World War II. But that actually made sense because the Empire was draining all the resources.
Yeah.
That makes sense as to why they had smaller resources with the rebellion, because the Empire was taking it all. That makes sense. They had a smaller amount. This one, you guys were the Republic.
You guys were the government.
Nobody sat there going, you know, what if someone tried to take over? Maybe we should have some stuff.
Just in case someone tries to take us out?
Yeah. And the new bombs, or whatever you want to call them, what do they call them? Torpedoes, weren't finished yet, so they didn't quite have the technology figured out entirely they're still tinkering with them. But then you could have had a character who, maybe it's the Poe character. He's a pilot and he designed these.
He's like, let's try them out.
Let's try these. But they were too big to fit in the X-Wing, so they had to design a new ship around it.
Maybe
that slowed down production. You can't just put these in an old ship. We need a new ship. Yeah, that would cause problems, money, things like that. And while a lot of you guys are sitting there thinking, well, that's too long and boring, you can just show stuff like that easily and show, okay, look, we were here in the original trilogy, and now we're here. Technology is bigger, better. War is more sophisticated now.
I think the problem is that they started with Starkiller Base.
Starkiller Base was stupid. First off. Yeah. Hands down. That was dumb.
So it's like, yeah, we have no resources. We're going to make a bigger one. Okay, that's smart.
Starkiller Base is stupid on so many levels. And I'm not just saying because they ripped off the Death Star. It's stupid in so many levels because, one, you guys built an entire star base into you guys are literally kind of moving a planet around, which is dumb on a lot of levels. You need a sun in order to power it.
Yeah.
You guys are building equipment that requires more. It takes more than it gives. Which, again, going back to communications, if you look at the progression of inventions, every invention, once they find a better way to do it, they did it. It may not always get used right off the market, because you'll have skeptics, you'll have people who are afraid of it. Fine. But when people realize this is a better option, people tend to switch over. If you look at when the car was introduced and the horse-drawn carriage went out within, 15 years?
Really quick. Everyone's like, I have to feed this thing?
Something like that, yeah.
No poo?
Yeah, cleaner streets, all kinds of stuff. When there's a better way, people go to it. That is the natural progression of technology, communication, and life, basically. If people find an easier way, they instantly implement it. Because humans are lazy. We like ease. So that's why I'm saying, like, when you put in something like this, if you're just putting in, like, oh god, torpedoes. Okay, well, what kind of a torpedo is this? Is this like a tracking type of torpedo? Is this... Because you can show a lot about, okay, the Resistance used to be the Republic. They should have some pretty sweet technology on their side.
Yeah.
If you think about it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let's get on this crap.
Okay, Poe and Finn fly the X-Wing Squadron, dogfight again. Okay, so they're
Next to a black hole.
Okay, so Poe and Finn have been reduced to, we're here for dogfights. We're not characters.
Yeah. They have to fly the ships.
Okay.
Okay, also, Leia, you sent them to a black hole. Why is the flagship there? Some X-Wings to make sure they made it. Yes, I can kind of see that. Well, the flagship?
It would make more sense if Poe was there to save BB-8 because he doesn't want his sweet little droid blown up.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's like...
Poe and Finn being there makes sense.
Yeah, but...
And maybe Finn taking some extra people along with him. That makes sense.
But the flagship? Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
No. Okay. Anyway, alright, so they're sending torpedoes. What else?
With the protective armada of the TIE fighters, inside the siege, a female protocol droid.
They have protocol droids?
A female protocol droid.
So like the one in the prequels?
Alright, has a female voice, so what?
Okay, protocol droid.
Sifi.
Fishy.
Fishy. Fishy.
Okay, Fishy. Oh no.
Oh no, just Fishy.
Fishy. Okay, Fishy.
Spies the Resistance armada out a window.
So not even the humans, the protocol droid has to spot it.
And doesn't even use radar. She uses a window, which apparently they couldn't even use to find out which way was up in the last movie. Okay. She jumps in a one-man escape pod and rockets towards Leia's ship. The droid's pod magnetically
clamps onto the Resistance
ship's hull. Fishy blasts in through an escape pod hatch. She runs towards a crowd of rebel soldiers saying she's defecting. Who was this character and why do we care? I mean, okay, considering how long it took for me to read through it, and I'm not just saying with the rants, like just to read through the first act, we're already past the hour point in this movie by now. There's just no way those scenes happen quickly because those were too long and boring. So we're at the very least, we're about 45 minutes into the movie, maybe 30. That's way too much time killed. And I'm being lenient. We don't know who this character is.
She's not even introduced in the beginning.
Yeah, she wasn't introduced in the beginning. We don't know why she's defecting. We don't know why a droid is... I mean, we didn't see her interact with BB-8.
That'd be funny.
BB-8 talks her into it.
We have knockoff R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yeah, it's like, you could have had them wandering around
that'd be funny.
The siege. That would have been way more interesting to watch than half the crap we read through.
Okay, so...
Alright, so she tells them she's defecting. They take her away in shackles. Why don't just put a restraining bolt on her?
How'd she even get... Okay,
she blasts in their...
Yeah, she's just be a hole in their ship.
I wonder if she's in shackles or mad. Just as it looks like Hux is winning BB-8 inside the siege, hacks its pulse thrusters, pushing the giant Star Destroyer into the event horizon of the black hole.
Okay.
Alright. So Fishy's... Okay, before I talk about... Alright, let's read this first.
Oh no.
Alright, Captain Phasma and battalion of stormtroopers...
How many is in a battalion?
Escape into hyperspace.
So she ditches him.
Yeah. But Hux isn't so lucky. He dies as the siege is sucked into the black hole and crushed. General Leia is brought to Fishy's cell. Why is she in a... She's a droid. Just put a restraining bolt on her and stick her in the closet. Like, Fishy tells her she must dispatch a strike team to Supreme Leader Snoke's world of sarcasm. if you guys didn't listen to the first podcast, listen to the first podcast to make a lot more sense. There, Snoke has a priceless artifact he's using as a secret weapon.
Oh no, he got the dagger. I don't know.
Okay. Leia is dubious, but C-3PO knows Fishy.
Oh gosh.
As a protocol droid abducted by the First Order many years ago.
How do you abduct a droid? Wouldn't you steal it?
So Leia believes her. Okay, a couple of problems here. Fishy's a droid, alright? Didn't they rewire a Imperial droid in
Rogue One? Yeah.
Which means they've established in this universe that you can make a droid change sides.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can infiltrate the other side.
Yeah.
Which means even if C-3PO knows her from years ago, she's not the same droid because she's probably been rewired.
Yeah.
So just because... So C-3PO really... He just vouched for a spy. An imposter among them.
Vote her off!
Yeah, vote her off! Vote her off! Okay, whatever. I am just saying, this is a droid, not a person.
Yeah. Even then, you still...
And even then, you still had to be careful because it could have... Because you got someone like Finn who's changed sides. So for all you know, this person is a spy.
Yeah.
A spy. I'm just saying. Just because C-3PO can vouch that he knows the droid does not mean she's in the clear. Okay, Fishy explains the artifact must be many years old, so Leia... must be many years old. Located and destroyed. Must be located and destroyed to ensure the safety of the New Republic.
I thought the New Republic got kicked out. Okay,
I don't know.
That was unclear in the first movie. Who's even in charge?
Because he blew up 5 planets.
He blew up 5 planets. Leia's the general, not the president.
Yeah, she's not a princess anymore. She's been demoted. Okay. Fishy gives Leia a secret coordinates to sarcasm.
Okay, how come she has them?
That's why I'm like, you really trust this droid? Because she's got some convenient crap on her.
It wasn't even like she kicked, the droid helped BB-8 into the escape pod and launched BB-8.
Well, BB-8 needs to go with Captain Phasma.
Does? Okay.
Yeah. Because, if you saw BB-8 with this droid, then we as the audience would learn to trust her. Mm-hmm. And then we could have some tension of Leia and everybody else being like, you're a bit convenient. And we're going, no, we know how she has all this. Yeah. You can trust her.
The audience is going, trust her. But the people in the movie are like, we don't know that information.
Yeah, they wouldn't know that. So then you'd have some tension.
Tension, JJ, tension!
I know you don't understand what that means. Okay. She goes on to say anyone visiting the planet must be given a special injection. Fishy pulls a vial of blood from her chassis and gives it to General Leia. Leia asks what it is, and Fishy replies, artificial engineered Sith blood. I don't understand that at all.
Okay.
So you need a certain blood type in order to access sarcasm?
Yeah. Just let that sink in for a minute.
Okay. Alright. Fine.
Be that way.
The Resistance thinks BB-8 was destroyed along with the siege, but he's actually stowed away on Captain Phasma's ship.
Okay.
But you could have some really nice part with Poe being upset that his droid got destroyed. Actually, that would have a lot more weight if Poe went to save BB-8. And he almost got killed, and he doesn't think he succeeded.
Yeah.
That'd have way more weight, but no. We got rid of that. On Captain Phasma's escapecraft, Phasma finds BB-8 hiding in the hangar bay, using an evil red and black BB unit, which I think, that's one of the reasons I think it's stupid having
2 of them.
Multiple BB-8s. Mm-hmm. Or BB units, whatever they're called. They hack his memory bank. Also, this is another thing. If BB-8 was a droid only designed and built by Poe, it would explain why he's used for missions.
Because no one knows what this is.
Because he wouldn't have compatible parts.
Oh, yeah.
Which would mean he's harder to hack. If he doesn't get caught.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, well.
Because I'm like, why are you sending Poe's droid without his understanding? Because remember, Leia tells him the plan after they drop off BB-8. If you have to use Poe's droid, why Poe's droid? Is the question. But if BB-8 was designed and built by Poe, and Poe has all of his cables, or has like BB-8 has these little adapters in him, so he can adapt into another circuit. So they had to like force the adapters out of him, which then you could show them like shocking the droid so that he complies and brings out his adapters.
Yeah, heart-wrenching scene, people.
Yeah, and then torturing poor little BB-8. Other than having another BB-8 unit come in and hack him. It's like, like this droid, we've never seen a droid like this before. Oh, it's the one dude's droid.
Okay.
But he plugged into our system. Well, then that means he has adapters.
Yay, let's smack the crap out of it till he gets it to us.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a far more heart-wrenching idea. They hack his memory banks and deduce the real location of Achu. They throw a malfunctioning BB-8 into a scrap heap along with many outdated battle droids.
Why is there a dump on an escape ship?
That is a good question. Before he fizzles out, he sends Poe a distress signal. Also, just get rid of the second BB-8 BB unit and just have them torture him with a electro shock thing.
Just do what they did in WALL-E.
Yeah, do what they did in WALL-E. That scene's great. I love that scene. Oh, I hate it.
It does its job.
It's a successful scene.
Yeah, it does what it has to.
Poe picks up BB-8's distress call. Poe, Finn, and the remain, which would be a fun. If you had Poe being all upset, he lost his droid. That'd be a really cute scene where he's like, "Oh, he's alive!" Or maybe he's worried that this distress call just now came in and it was sent. There was some conflict there. Poe's like, BB-8's okay, and Finn's like, we don't know when this call came in or when it was sent.
It could have been delayed.
Yeah, it could have been a delayed call.
It could be that already.
Yeah, some good. Let's see. The remaining X-Wings, equipped with lightspeed
jackets?
Jackets? What's a lightspeed jacket?
I don't know.
Chase after Captain Phasma's ship. General Leia drafts 5 resistant friendly bounty hunters, because we couldn't send someone we know. This is another thing. There's too many characters in this movie. She orders them to travel to Sarcasm and retrieve the artifact.
Why are you getting bounty hunters? Wouldn't you want people who are loyal to you?
Toys. After receiving their respective blood injections, they jet off to Sarcasm.
There's a lot of blood in that vial.
Also, my thought was like, okay, you're putting blood into a living... Okay, is it compatible? Like, are they going to... Because you can kill someone with a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
That was actually in a murder mystery. It was really good. It's a really good murder mystery. Leia takes the fleet back to a new Resistance base to hide, while the others race to Achu, or whatever you want to call it, in search of Rey and Luke.
Why wouldn't she want to go to Achu?
We can't have these characters together, Essie. Back on Achu, Luke's kids awake Rey. Luke tells her they want to sing a song they wrote especially for her. Oh my freaking... Okay.
You okay?
I'm fine. Not gonna comment. That's stupid. Okay. Everybody treks to the bell. That's the temple from the last one. Luke names his kids band the Max Rep.
What?
Shoot me. Shoot me. Please.
We're wasting time on this? Okay.
Shoot me. Luke plays his flute. Rey reveals to Audra after being here for 2 months.
What?
Oh, it's been the 90 Sons. She doesn't want to leave either.
Who said they wanted to leave?
Who's leaving? This is the family she's always wanted. Audra hugs her. Rey cries. Luke's kids sing to... Get rid of this whole freaking scene.
I mean, why can't we just, put the movie 2 months later?
Yeah, just move the whole film the beginning of the film 2 months later. Come on. Luke and Rey training montage set to music.
Da 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 da. Oh gosh.
So what was the point of the whole first part of this film?
Don't look at me.
I'm looking at you. You're the only person here. Wait, I mean, the first whole part dragged. There's no tomorrow. Just molasses is quicker than the first part of this movie. Or write-up, whatever you want to call it. And now we're having a training montage. Weren't you doing that earlier? Okay, fine. Just delete most of that first act. It's majority of that. Because of this training montage part, most of the first part with Rey and Luke is now...
useless.
Yeah, completely pointless. Actually, that's very out of order. If you want to do this whole, also, where's Ahsoka? I guess Ahsoka's going to come up sometime. Time passes. We see Luke and Rey in various stages of combat training. Okay. That broke me. Delete that. If you have training in the beginning, don't put training in the middle. Oh, wow. Act 2 is... What? Hold on.
Wait. Oh my gosh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12 paragraphs.
Not even full paragraphs? No wonder the first part felt bloated. They switched links.
I'm having a nightmare.
2 hours later.
Okay. Let me finish Act 2. And then we're going to discuss it. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Rey keeps fiddling with the
antiquated
jetpack she found. Ahsoka finds one as well and tinkers with it. I guess we're having a girl moment. Rey, Chewie, Ahsoka, Luke family visit a misty Jedi grave. They hold a tiny memorial for Han Solo.
This long?
Yes.
This long to do it?
This whole part should have been in the first act. The Han Solo graveyard. Okay, this movie's out of order.
Oh no.
I'm only on the second act, and I'm like, this movie's out of order. This whole part, this graveyard part should have been the lead into him explaining stuff to Rey about the Jedi Temple. They go, because right now all she cares about is Han.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't there for Han. I couldn't have helped Han. And then he's like, come with me. He shows her, I made a little memorial for him.
Yeah.
And then while they're walking through the graveyard, he tells her things.
Stuff.
And if you got Chiron there, then you can have a three-way conversation.
Yeah.
Or that's where you meet Chiron. He could be at the graveyard, meditating or whatever. Okay. Yeah, this part's out of order. Okay. Luke tells Rey about one of the nearby graves, a mysterious ancient Sith witch who turned to the light. Her name was Trash. Telston Lit. Her name was Trash. Rey sees Trash's palm print on her dirty headstone. Rey stares at it, inquisitive. She kneels down and touches it. She likes to touch things in this movie. Are you sure Chiron's blind? Rey touches things way more than he does. Audra asks Rey if she's ever had a birthday. Okay. Super paragraphs.
Keep moving.
Rey says she hasn't, so she and Luke's family throw her a small party. Audra gives her an amazing present, a new combat outfit. Audra refashioned Luke's old black Return of the Jedi outfit to fit Rey. He still has that. It's been 30 years, Luke. You're not going to lose all that weight and fit back into it. I'm sorry.
No.
It looks awesome. Okay. He loves it.
It will be when it fits a woman.
It's all I'm ever going to see now. Thank you, Batwoman. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, on Sarcasm, the lone First Order scout ship arrives. The
Beleaguered stormtroopers?
Thank you. Tell the tale of General Leia's black hole assaults and how they were defeated. And they ran with their tails between their legs, Irate Supreme Leader Snoke attempts to locate Kylo Ren, but his homing beacon has gone dead.
You may proceed to blow up now.
Okay. Pros. Let's get these out of the way. I don't hate the birthday idea. And I don't hate it in the second act.
No.
That one's fine, actually.
Okay. Because,
Rey's been hanging out with them, and she's been training and doing all kinds of stuff. And if Audra is someone, she's not, I'm assuming Audra's not a Jedi.
Seems like it.
Okay? She doesn't come across very Jedi-y. So if she's more of a housewife and not so much of a warrior and stuff, she would think something like that, you know.
Yeah.
When's your birthday? Have you eaten? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, typical mom. That's something a mom would come up with, especially if she has young children. Or maybe her kids ask.
Yeah, like...
Actually, why don't you tell me it was one of the kids' birthdays? And Rey has no concept of what a birthday is.
Yeah. So the kid's like, I want to share.
So the kid's like, hey, I want to share my birthday with Rey. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be really sweet. And that would explain them having a little party with music and... So, and that would make sense. And then the little kids going, we wrote you a song, and we're going to have a band, and we're going to, like, do all this. Oh my freaking gosh, this stuff's, irritating. Okay. I'm being nice. So, because the whole thing with the kiddos being like, we wrote you a song, because they wake her up to tell her this. So they're little jerks. Okay, so they wrote a song especially for her, and then the kids make a band. I'm like, okay, it's been 2 months. All right, it said 90 days. 2 months. That's 60?
Yeah, 2 months is...
If we're going by our time,
yeah,
that's 60 days. So it's 3 months. You got 30 days left.
Yeah.
You don't got time for this. I mean, if this is one of your kids' birthdays and your wife is like one of those, excuse me,
we're going to do this
people, which would be really fun. Like,
yeah.
Luke is like, I don't have time for this. Oh, yes, you do.
Yes, you do. It's your kid.
You can take 2 hours out of your day.
Celebrate your kid's birthday.
For your kid.
Yeah.
That would make sense. You know, I mean, war happens at inconvenient times. You know, because Luke's like, I gotta plan for all this, that, and the other. And his wife is like, you can't neglect your family either.
Because you brought us. Come on.
Yeah, you dragged us along. You know, you're here, we're here, don't neglect us. Kind of a thing. That would be cute. That would make sense as to why you have this little sweet moment. A lot of the first act, because of this one, needs to be taken out.
Yeah. Because
that was way too bloated. There was a bunch of information that didn't do anything, didn't go anywhere. We didn't learn anything. We don't know who Rey... We still don't know who Rey is. We are on the second act. Guess which act is next?
Last.
The last one. We don't have a freaking clue who she is. We don't know why he possessed her. We don't know why she was chosen to do all this. Why didn't he do Finn?
Yeah.
Or Poe? I mean, if he has to zoom in on someone... Actually, better idea. Why wasn't Poe the person he was originally attached to? You guys Poe to his map thing. And then when Poe meets Finn, Luke moves the connection over to Finn because he feels this force sensitive. Because maybe Poe is difficult because Poe's not force sensitive. So he has a hard time keeping a good, steady...
grip on him.
Yeah, connection with him. And so when he feels Finn, you know, who has the force, or a bit of it, he instantly moves the connection from Poe to Finn. And that's where he starts kind of manipulating Finn. Especially if you show Luke manipulating Finn. Like, you see Finn suddenly being... Like, he starts waking up Finn's inner thoughts and desires and wishes. He's, like, waking it up for Finn. And Finn's like, whoa, wait, I want to, like, you know... I want to pursue these. It's like, good, now save him. That also explains why Finn saves Poe. And then Finn could be a little annoyed with Luke. He's like, wait, you made me save Poe?
Yeah, kind of.
But then also, if you had it where, like, Poe was, like, someone important to Luke, like, maybe he's, I don't know, Han's son?
Yeah.
Kylo's brother? It'd also explain why Luke would be like, I should probably save him.
Yeah, Leia's already lost one kid. We're not losing the other one.
Yeah. So it's like, I needed Poe saved because... And also, there's when you can reveal when, like, that Poe is Kylo's brother. If Finn goes there and he's like, what, you made me save Poe? It's like, yeah, about that. He's kind of my nephew.
Yeah.
I thought Kylo was your nephew. They're both my nephews. But Kylo, he's going to take a lot of work to bring him back to our side. Poe's already on our side. Leia's gone through enough. I had to bring him back. And so, yes, I did possess you so I could bring my nephew home safely.
Yeah.
And then I read you had really strong force abilities, and so that's why I called you here. So I could train you properly. Explanation! We got it. We know who Finn is. We know why he's here. We know where he's going.
Rey, we still have no clue.
Rey, what is your point? What is her deal? She still has nothing. It's just, okay, the kids wrote a song for you. Okay, alright, that's dumb. And there's like training montage in the second act. Alright, cool. I don't mind a training montage in the second act of the movie, but you already showed them training and doing stuff in the first act of the movie. A lot of that first act stuff needs to be moved back here. Also, the graveyard scene. I don't hate the idea of a little memorial thing for Han. That's good. Cool with that. A-okay, 100%. I don't see the point of bringing in Talston Lit, whatever this name is. Because we already brought in the other chick, Golden Robes.
Isn't that the same girl?
Is that the same woman?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's...
I mean, I don't know if it is or not.
I don't remember.
I don't think they named the other one.
I don't care.
One eternity later.
But yeah, this... okay, alright. I'm not going to look for it. Yeah, Act 2 is too short. Act 2 is supposed to be longer than Act 1 and Act 3. Because Act 2 is... the middle of the story is a weird part because it's the longest and the most important and the hardest to write.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep it moving, but you also have to explain everything and show everything, because the first part is just an explanation, and the last part is just a wrap-up.
Yeah.
It's the middle part where everything happens. And it can feel a bit meandering. This second act is pointless for many reasons, because a lot of this we've already seen. I get you want some bonding and stuff, but you already had a lot of Rey wasting time in the first act.
Yeah.
So this second act is complete trash.
I do agree that the bonding scenes could work. The problem is...
I think the birthday scene could work if it was one of Luke's kids and then Rey has no idea what a birthday is. I think that could have worked.
Yeah, that'd been kind of cute. I mean, I don't hate it because I do like little cute bonding scenes, especially if we're about to go into a war. But it's like, yeah, well, we don't know if we're going to make it.
Well, there's a difference between bonding and tedious.
Yeah. I think also what's annoying is the whole... Well, one, the cemetery scene's out of order. That was stupid.
Also, why is Ahsoka in the cemetery scene? She doesn't know Han.
Nah.
We've never seen her with Han. That is a scene between Luke, Rey, Chewie, and R2.
Yeah. The only ones who care.
Maybe Audra and the kids.
Yeah.
Especially if the kids met Han.
Yeah.
Like, Uncle Han isn't coming back? I mean, one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in any show that has ever brought me to tears has to be the burial of Mace Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Fullmetal Alchemist. I just gave you a massive spoiler. But his burial is one of the saddest burial scenes put to film. And it's animated.
Yep.
Which might be actually why it's so heart-wrenching, because you can play with animation. But yeah, because you have the little girl being like, you know, why are they burying Daddy? Why are they throwing dirt on Daddy? Why, Daddy, get up? And no, she doesn't get it. It's sad. Because you have this little sweet innocent girl who doesn't get it. She doesn't get her dad's not coming home. That is sad. And so if you have these two little kids who have met Han, they know Han's their uncle. Actually, he would be their uncle because he's married to Luke's sister. They know who Han is. They know who Han's their uncle. That's a sad scene. No, and if this happened right after Han's death, then that would explain, like, Luke hasn't figured out how to tell... Like, Audra knows, but Luke hasn't figured out how to tell them.
Yeah.
Your cousin killed your uncle.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to explain this to them.
No.
Because they're little. Like, okay. I could see that. And that's some touching scenes with some little kids, and...
Also, the whole thing with, why Leia took the flagship and connected to a black hole.
Okay, you want to discuss the flagship?
Yes.
Let's discuss the flagship.
Because, okay, and also the fact that we didn't see Fishy, the droid, until, what, recently?
Yeah, Fishy, alright, the first part should have established Fishy.
Yeah.
She should have been interacting with BB-8. There should have been a lot more scenes with her and BB-8.
Or something, yeah.
BB-8 finding ways to send Poe information. And like Poe and BB-8 sending each other information. That way Poe knows BB-8's alive. Because BB-8's hacking into like computers and stuff. We got cool with his design is one where he looks inconspicuous. Like, maybe you see droids similar to him, but if you actually really look at the droids, you can see, like, the little plug-in bits where you can plug them into the machinery.
Yeah.
But BB-8 doesn't have those because he's been modified by Poe. Then they look at it and be like, oh, it's just another droid. And then if they do get suspicious of him, it's like, oh, we can't... Well, if we can't plug into him, then he can't plug into us. And then Phasma figures out that he has the adapters inside of him. And that's when she has them, like, electrocute him.
Until he spits them out.
Yeah, until he lets one out, and then she plugs it into the computer.
Yeah.
And they hack his systems. Also, if they're electrocuting him, they can get partial information.
Yeah. So they get, like, a little bit and stuff.
You know, because the electricity is messing things up. That would be interesting. That'd be cool. That'd be a sad scene. And also, that would help BB-8 lose connection with Poe if Poe's trying to contact him. And, you know, and then BB-8 sends out the distress signal. But yeah, the idea of using an evil black and red BB unit is like, oh gosh.
Okay, also, I have an idea. Okay, so they have this thing where Phasma finds out where Octu is. So she's probably going to go straight there because she's not that kind of person and stuff. Why don't you have it, if you had it where, I don't care if it was Finn or Rey, they find out that that's what they're doing. So they send an alert to the Falcon, but because the birthday party's going on, no one gets the message.
That would work.
So it's like, oh, there's a threat coming, but everyone's too busy partying. So no one gets the message until, like, they're about to show up or something. So like,
do one of those old-fashioned...
Yeah, the old-fashioned, like,
They didn't get the
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, one of those classic, like, no one heard the phone or something like that.
Yeah.
So you could have heard that, so it also could have built up tension a little bit, because Phasma's not waiting 90 days and stuff like that.
Yeah, she doesn't know about that.
Yeah, she doesn't care about that. So she's not
Also,
gonna
I don't get... Okay, Abrams, you need to learn about a ticking clock. Okay, ticking clocks are not bad. I'm not dissing on them. Because this is one thing I have... This is a problem I have with Abrams. With a lot of these Hollywood directors, actually. Is they talk about these good, functional movie tools. Storytelling tools. Like the ticking clock. Like tell the plan and then have the plan go awry. You know, they know about these tools, but they don't know how these tools work. Because Abrams is like, you need a ticking clock, otherwise there's no tension. You don't need to show us a ticking clock for there to be a ticking clock. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because there's two types of ticking clocks. There's the one you show, and there's the one that's implied. So, like, with you pointing out, what if they sent a message to the Falcon, but they're having the party, and so they don't get the message? That's a ticking clock.
Like, oh.
Because now we know time's ticking.
Yeah, we
They
know.
just told him, guys, there's bad guys on coming for you. You got to get ready or get out of there. Pick one. Mm-hmm. We're going to try and get there as soon as we can, but we're starting out late. We're not exactly in the lead. So there is a ticking clock. Are they going to get the message?
Yeah.
Are the bad guys going to get there? Are the good guys going to get there on time to save them from the bad guys when the bad guys going to get there? Probably sooner than later. Mm-hmm. You know, there is some tension there with an implied ticking clock. Everything's coming down.
Yeah, and also we're going into Act 3, so it's like, oh, we're building up now.
Yeah, because the end of Act 2 and the beginning of Act 3 is the build up and then come down. Mm-hmm. So we're building up. Everything is happening now. Mm-hmm. And that is a good place to put the party if you want to put in something like that, which would raise the tension through the roof. You know, because the party is not about... I don't hate the birthday party idea. Mm-hmm. Especially if you have two kids on the planet. Like, you know, kids like to party and do cute things like that. It's just mostly the band thing.
That was weird.
That it's pointless, it's stupid. Also, the blood to get onto sarcasm and sending bounty hunters. That makes no sense. It wasn't set up anywhere. It's
I think the only way, at least I would do it, so that we can actually use characters we care about, is I would have had Finn advising Leia on stuff because he's ex-Stormtrooper. I don't care what his rank was. He's ex-Stormtrooper.
Finn with it?
So he says, hey, send me, because I know how to do Stormtrooper stuff. Plus, if it goes wrong, I'm expendable, because he's still in that mindset of I'm a Stormtrooper. And Leia's like, you sure? Kind of a thing. He's like, yeah.
Also, Leia would probably have be more okay. Also, this would be an interesting thing with Leia. If Finn is a Stormtrooper, okay, let's backpedal a bit. Let's make Finn a clone Stormtrooper, because I think that would have worked much better
than the kid
thing, because the kid thing was stupid. How does Leia feel about clones? Because when she was alive, clones were the bad guys. They're programmable. They weren't considered people.
Yeah.
She literally shot these things down.
Especially Stormtroopers. Like, I don't care if they recruits or not, but she knows Stormtrooper bad. That's like...
Yeah, she has this Stormtrooper bad. I don't know if she would have kept them. Mm-hmm. It's kind of implied in The Mandalorian that the Stormtroopers are part of the Empire. Mm-hmm. So, if the Stormtroopers were not programmed over to the Republic, and they stayed loyal to the Empire or whoever is in charge of whatever is left of the Empire, then she would be very distrusting of Finn. Mm-hmm. Finn coming to her and being like, hey, I'm expendable. Mm-hmm. She'd probably be like, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And then you'd have some conflict between her and Poe. You're not sending my new buddy to go become cannon fodder.
Like, you just sent my droid, you're not sending my friend.
Yeah, I just lost my droid. Especially this happened after he thinks he's lost BB-8. Mm-hmm. He hasn't got the message.
No, yeah.
The BB-8, the distress call. Mm-hmm. You know, and BB-8's his droid, and, you know, he designed BB-8. BB-8's, like, very special thing to him. Also, if you did make him Han and Leia's kid, or maybe he's Han's kid from another girl, which would explain the point of Solo, is to explain the point of Poe.
Yeah.
That he's Han and Kira's son.
Or something, yeah.
You know, Han's his dad. He lost his dad, his droid. He's been shot at. all kinds of... He's not in a happy mood.
No.
No happy place for him. Also, he was tortured a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He could still be recovering from that. Because he seems way too in good condition at the end of The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
For me, I like to really beat the snot out of my characters. I mean, they are recovering. I let my characters recover because there's a lot you can do with recovering characters. And so if he's been tortured by his brother. This is why it would work much better if he was related. Because if he was related, he would have been tortured by his brother. Tortured and mocked. He would have watched his brother, commit terrible acts. His dad is dead. His droid is possibly destroyed. Thanks to his mom or stepmom's plan.
Yeah.
And now she wants to send his new bestie buddy.
Yep. On a suicide mission.
There's some good tension right there.
Yeah.
Between these two characters. And Leia could be really upset, and she's like on the brink of her.
She's about to snap.
Yeah, she's about to snap because she's already done this.
Yeah, she's already fought a big bad thing with stormtroopers.
Luke, Han, and I, we did all of this, but this was supposed to be over.
And I'm doing this again.
In 30 years, you guys wrecked it. What's wrong with you? You couldn't wait till I was dead? It's really insensitive now, but, and you could have a really good scene between her and Poe, just kind of like, they excuse themselves from the others, and they just have an argument about this, kind of telling us where they are right now. Because I noticed so far, we're only in Act 2. We have not shown Poe, Finn, and Leia as characters.
No. They've been plot elements.
They've been plot points. We've had a little bit with Luke, Rey, and those guys on the island, a little bit, mostly Luke and Rey. I have no idea who Rey is. Or why Luke knows any of this stuff. But so far, Leia and Poe and Finn have not had any character development, no character growth. We don't even, because I don't mind Poe as just being a resistance fighter. But he's in this beautiful position where if you made him related, there's so much you could do with him. And it would also explain so much. Why does Leia trust him? Yeah. You could have her trust him in a way. You could have her make him general.
Yeah, she promotes him.
She's so done with this.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? I'm sick of fighting this. I already did this. You're promoted.
You'd be like, that's not why I'm arguing with you. If you don't want him calling her mom, make him stepson. Yeah. He calls her Leia. Yeah. No, make it where he's Kira's son by Han. Also, that way, we have no idea what he's been through if he's Kira's son.
Yeah, no clue.
Because he had her as an assassin thing. That also explained why Poe's pretty good at what he does. He's a sharpshooter. Yeah. Mom's an assassin. Why not? He knows what he's been trained to do. And he's a spice runner, and he's a pilot, possible mechanic. This guy's
been through a lot.
It makes sense for him to lose his cool and get mad at someone. Yeah. He's for the most part a easygoing guy, but he's been through so much crap. He has moments of. I should also explain why he's always in a bad mood in the third one. Yeah. I'm just saying. So having some actual character scenes would be nice. Granted, this is also just a quick little write-up.
It's just a treatment, so maybe they were going to put more in. Who knows?
Maybe. So, in an attempt to give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe there were supposed to be more scenes. Also, I would have liked more of a conflict between Finn and Phasma. Yeah. Because Phasma is Finn's rival.
Yeah, commanding officer.
Yeah. She's the person that he's focused on. This is another thing, is that we have villains and we have heroes. And they have nothing to do with each other. Yeah. And that's really bad. Because, the Emperor is everyone's villain. Vader is everyone's villain. Vader goes from, there's these two villains that everybody's kind of going towards, and then Luke changes gears.
Wait.
And is like, I'm going to redeem him.
You kidding? What?
Yeah, because Luke. And, so that works. Well, you have two villains to focus on. Tarkin is not really...
Yeah, plus he dies real
villain. Yeah, he dies. Is it the first?
Yeah, first movie.
It's the first movie he dies?
Yeah, he gets blown up.
Yeah, he's out of there.
I mean, why don't you bring him back and Rise of Skywalker?
Might as well. Yeah, but actually it would have made more sense if Snoke was Tarkin. You already recreated Peter Cushing's corpse in Rogue One. So you don't really have this. You have too many villains. Because you got Daphne, you got Kylo Ren, Knights of Ren, Snoke, Hux.
He's dead.
Who's now dead?
And Phasma.
That's what, 6?
Yeah. Well, did they even count? They don't even get names.
The Knights of Ren?
Yeah.
Well, I'm counting them because they are a force to be reckoned with, so... Well, they're supposed to be. And so you don't really have, so who is who's...
villain.
Yeah. Because in the originals, we got these two main villains, everybody's against them. Alright, cool. Stormtroopers are just there for action scenes. I can live with that. In this one, we got too many villains, too many heroes, and none of them have anything to do with each other.
No.
Everyone is just kind of there like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah.
Trying to do what sounds smart if you don't think about it. But when you start thinking about it, you're like, wait, why are any of you doing this? And also, this is another thing where it's like Luke's kids are really, really little. This is 30 years later, and he was in his 20s at the end of the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
How are there not more kids running around? Also, Han is 10 years older than Leia and Luke. How does he only have one kid?
Yeah.
This guy. Han Solo. You guys see pictures of him? There's no way he has one kid. Because remember, his whole thing, he's a scoundrel. He cares about himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that the Han Solo movie could have explored.
Yeah.
He's a scoundrel, cares about himself, love him and leave him. That was his attitude in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know? See ya.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets a change of heart, comes back and saves Luke's butt. Because Luke is incompetent.
Yeah.
You know, and he falls in love with Leia. He actually falls in love with someone, and he puts someone's needs and desires before himself.
Yeah.
Great character growth.
He actually changes.
Yeah. So you could have actually had a really fun time playing with the Han he used to be.
Yeah.
And you could have explained there are other Solos running around.
Yeah. You know what I mean sadder?
What?
Because you're talking about how come Luke has having kids now.
Yeah.
It would be sadder if he sends Kylo in to try and take out Snoke.
Mm-hmm. Well, to spy on him.
To spy on him, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Spy on Snoke.
Yeah.
What if he sent in his other kids too, and they're the Knights of Ren? At least one of them is.
Or Daphne's Luke's kid.
That's just a different species. And then
I know, I'm just saying.
yeah, true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Like,
it could have been.
you could have made Daphne Luke's daughter.
Yeah.
She and her cousin changed sides. She could have killed her mom. Luke got remarried.
Yeah. You could have made this a lot more family drama than you did.
I mean, I love relatives in stories. I really do.
Because you
Essie can tell you. My characters have no moral compass when it comes to stuff.
Yeah, kids galore.
I have, like, all kinds of kids and relations and parents. And yeah, I love these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much you can do with them. It's a motivator, for one thing. It explains motivation. That's what I'm saying. Like, with Poe, it explains a lot. Just make him Han's son.
Yeah.
Also,
He acts like him.
the actor who plays Poe is the perfect age.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, perfect age. He's like, what, 40?
He's like 40-something,
I can look him up. Looking him up.
Yeah, because if he, showed up,
Yeah.
before the events of A New Hope, that's, 40 years. It's right there.
41.
Yes, perfect!
He's 41 years old. He could easily be Han's kid. He was alive during the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little kid, little baby. Han doesn't know about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Han finds him
Finds out. It's like, oh.
after the originals.
Yeah.
Or you could play with Han did know about him, and that's one of the reasons he's so big on paying off his debts.
Yeah.
He wants to pay him off before they find out about his kid and use him against him.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do here.
Anyway, we should probably go back to what's actually
I'm just
written.
saying. There's so much you could do here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's Act 2.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can say about it, really.
It was dumb.
Yeah. See you in Act 3, I guess.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy this content, make sure to follow on your favorite streaming platform for all news and information about upcoming shows and what I'm up to. Make sure to follow me on Facebook. If you wish to contact me to tell me either your thoughts on the episode you heard, or to give me suggestions on future podcasts, or maybe you'd like to co-host with me in a future podcast, you can either message me through Anchor, Facebook, or you can email me at Series of Lives Inc. All links are in the description box below. Make it a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye!